The other day I was thinking about how we sometimes take something and think it's going to be so daunting and we put it off. So here's a simple example. I was divorced in 2014. And when I got divorced, the judge had asked me, why didn't I change my name? And I was adamant I could not change my name back to my maiden name because I was in the sales field. And I was afraid if I changed my name, poof, I would disappear. Nobody would know me in my profession. And as time went on, I started the relationship I'm in now. I started to understand that my name had a meaning, but it wasn't my identity. So then I took on what I thought was going to be this daunting task of changing my name. So I probably changed my name. It was probably 10 years after. No, it was not. So 14 I did. So it was probably 7 years after I got divorced and I decided to make the change to my name. And it was cumbersome. Do not think it's not, because you have these certain stages you have to go through. Like in the US, you had to change. First was your social. Well, first, here's the smart thing. I had a very smart judge, because my judge said, I know you're going to want to change your name. So I'm putting it into your divorce decree that you're allowed to change your name. And so when I went down to our city hall to start the process, she's like, that will be, to start, $275, because then I had to go in front of a court to petition why to change my name. And she goes, let me get your divorce decree. And she goes and gets it. She reads it. She's like, oh, it's $6 for a copy of your divorce decree. He put it here in your divorce decree that you can change your name at any time. Okay, so that was one plus. But then from the Social Security, then when the Social Security came, then I could do the driver's license. Then from the driver's license and the Social Security, then I can do the passport. And then from there, then I can go do the license. And then from there, I can do, like, it just was down, down, down. It probably took me, I am going to say, about 9 months. Wow. It wasn't constant, but just as things rolled. It was cumbersome, but I should have done it right when I was divorced, because when I changed my name, everybody who I thought wasn't going to know who it was because of my profession, they all knew who I was. My last name didn't have any bearing in it. They knew me.
Yeah.
So I had told myself this story that my name was attached to my identity. And I think, Tracy G, you might know, I don't know, I would have to go back and look. I think in the beginning of the recordings, it was in my ex-husband's name of Women of Wisdom. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But life went on. Nobody didn't know who I was. Like the name.
No, but I remember that because you were by your old name when we all got together.
Yeah.
And I know that was like this, it wasn't like a little decision. It was like this heavy decision. Like it was, and so I wonder if you peel back the layers, was it more, you're saying it was professional, but was it like that is the end of that era? Like, I don't know. Like
I held on to it. Well, the story I told myself was I held on to it only for the professional reasons that I needed to, because I was in my profession for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And I was known, like, it was in the sales world, that's what I was known by. But when I did change my name, there was no sadness, there was actual joy
Mm.
because it was
Release?
like the last piece of connection with that
Yeah.
person that I wasn't there anymore.
Mhm.
So it was a better, it should have happened a long time ago.
Mm.
I should not have put my identity with that there. And I think because of the type of marriage I had, I think it was, um, I didn't know if there would have been any fallout from that person if I changed my name. And that's a whole nother
Right.
discussion about it. But um, I think we put, I think when we have these heavy decisions on our minds, we we tell ourselves a story. And I think we have to really understand the truth behind the story we are telling.
Hmm.
And where did our belief of that story come from? So I had like, nobody's going to know who I am. If I change my name, nobody was like, so you're only like, I'm in sales. So you're only purchasing from me because I have that last name. That doesn't make sense. Like I still was the same person. And like I said, once I did it and got back into it, there was like, there was nothing. Nobody didn't even say anything. Nobody even said, oh, your name was this and now it's this. There was nothing. So I think it was more so the story we tell ourselves.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's true because interestingly enough, it could have been reversed, right? I mean, you're changing your name because of divorce, but there's women out there who change their name because of marriage,
Yeah.
which is obviously, and they could both be joyous occasions, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no thought. I don't know if that thought is there in that perspective. I know it certainly wasn't for me. Like
Right.
I changed to my husband's name, didn't, I kept my own name as well. But yeah, like I just hyphenated it. There was never any second thought about,
And I don't think there is any reason to change a name and not to change a name. I think what's more important is understanding your reasoning why to do it.
hmm,
And that is it. And I think the surprise for me was the identity thing. Like I didn't think that, like I thought I would lose sales off of it. And that's ridiculous, you know?
yeah. We should
But
all be like Cher and Shakira. Just have one name.
Yeah. Yes.
but it is funny how these big decisions that maybe you put off or you justify in a different way of, I don't want to say procrastinating because I think it's more of, I'm not sure what it is. And now you look back and it's like, was it like it was a big deal, but was it that big of a deal that I made it?
Yeah. I don't know either. And um I wish I had done it sooner, you know.
Well, don't you think now, based on everything you've done, if you had done it sooner, it's you claiming you back more?
Yes.
You
I
know,
think
you like, I'm ready to claim myself back. And maybe you just weren't ready at that moment in time. Like you
that
said,
could
there
have
was a lot of
been
different moving
I
parts,
was trying
right?
to do some healing on some things, but I think when I came down, and it was here's the funny thing. Here's another piece. I mean, I still do. I have two stepdaughters, and I sent them an email. Hey, by the way, I've decided to take my name back. And both of them were like, well, it's about time. Like they expected me to do it a long time ago. And I went to my partner and I said to him, I think I'm going to change my name back. And he's like, I think that's a really good thing. Like people were like expecting it all along. And here's me going, huh, really? Like it's part, like sometimes where we put identities to it, you know? And I think way past, way back, I'm thinking, I know we're going to do something on this, but um, in some of our original first year of episodes, we talked about identity and what's your identity. And we sometimes will say, it's a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, but we tie up our identity into objects or these words, and that's what I was doing with that last name. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it was. So now it's like I don't think anything of it. Like I don't think, yeah.
Okay, so now taking that forward, big decisions coming on your plate. Are you approaching it slightly different? Where you're going, this is a big
Yep.
decision at this point in my life, but let's go get to the other side, right?
Well, I think I would look at what's my reasoning and then what's my why behind that reasoning. Like,
Hmm.
what's the reason for that? So if it's like because what's the story? And then ask myself, is this a story that's true or where did the story come from? I think when we ask ourselves, where did the story come from? That's when we start peeling. That's when the onion starts becoming peeled. We can always give ourselves a reason. And that's why Tracy E. and I are big pushers of 7 whys. When you get to that why, you ask the reason why is that true? Or why is that important? And then why is that important? And then you end up digging to the true reason or the true story. And when you get to that true story, then is it true? Or is it something that you just like, where did it come from? So I don't know. What about you guys? I know. So if we're talking about big changes, how have you, through your years, changed how you make a big decision?
I must.
Um, yeah.
I must have.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not so fearful of decisions. And I think I'm fine with, I think I'm
I
more
like,
decisive too.
yeah, I like the way you say that because there's one thing I heard somebody say was, it's not the fear of making the decision, it's fear of making the right decision. And what you have to do is just make a decision and then work from that decision.
Hmm.
So even if the decision might not be, I don't even want to say right, might not be exactly where you want to go as you're going through the decision, always can change course,
Yeah.
always can change. So I think people get caught up in, is it the right decision?
Yeah. I totally agree with that. The problem is that by not making a decision, you're making a decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're tricking yourself into thinking that you're just giving yourself some time or whatever else, but you're actually making a decision in that moment.
Hmm.
Yep, you are. You are. So what big decision have you like realized that, what's my reason behind it? Or what decision are you maybe struggling with right now? And we can probably help you talk through that. Put it down in the comments. Share this with somebody who doesn't know if they should change their name or not. Um, Please hit like if you like this episode. Make sure you hit subscribe and also notification so you know when our next episode comes out. Until next time.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.